In this video, I'm talking about the disposable hearing aid battery that's supposed to give you 2 extra days of battery life. The Rayovac Proline Advanced, coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, consider hitting the subscribe button. Rayovac, who is perhaps the most well-known hearing aid battery brand in the market, recently released their new Proline Advanced hearing aid batteries. And I had the opportunity to sit down with a couple of their engineers to get a non-marketing perspective of their new technology, and these are the 7 things that I learned. The first thing I learned about was the 2017 field study. Basically, Rayovac wanted to figure out if their new hearing aid battery technology in the real world would perform better than their older battery technology. And so what they did is they took 100 different consumers, they gave them these different batteries without the consumers knowing which ones that they were getting, and they basically directly compared the amount of battery life with the new batteries versus the old batteries. And what they found is that these users, when they were using the new technology, the new batteries from Rayovac, they were getting 2 extra days of battery life. This is based on a size 312 battery. The second thing I learned about was the chemistry inside of these batteries. As it turns out, zinc isn't the only thing that is inside of a hearing aid battery. And Rayovac, basically, they were able to find a different mixture of chemistry, not only to increase the battery life within the battery, but also make sure that that battery operated more efficiently. Think about it in terms of miles per gallon on your car. If you have a more efficient vehicle, you're going to get more miles per gallon. So it isn't just about increasing the capacity of the battery in terms of battery life, it's also making sure that when you're using all of these different accessories and Bluetooth and things like that, when it really increases the drain from a battery, if you have a battery that is better equipped to handle that increased demand of drain, then you're going to have a battery that performs better for longer. The way they did this was by adding different alloys and electrolytes in order to increase the efficiency by about 10%. The third thing I learned about was the new battery cell design. By optimizing the internal structure of the battery, they were actually able to increase the amount of space they had by 8%. When you think of this in terms of vehicles again, it's like increasing the tank size for gasoline inside of your car. When you have more space to work with, you can add more of these different compounds like zinc and alloys and electrolytes inside of the battery to increase the battery capacity. The fourth thing I learned about with these new batteries is the secure seal. The better the seal that you have in a hearing aid battery, the more stable that battery is, which makes it better at reducing the negative effects of temperature and of moisture. The fifth thing I learned about was their new packaging. Their new packaging is pretty neat in terms of being very intuitive and easy to use. Instead of these batteries dispensing out of the back of the pack, they actually dispense out of the front of the pack. So if you just open this tab up, you drop a battery out, you close this tab back up. When you want to rotate to the next battery, there's a little ratchet system in the back that's very easy to use. You just rotate it, and it brings that next battery into the spot where you can dispense it. You can even rip off this top tab, throw it in your pocket, throw it in your purse, whatever you need to do, and it's very portable. The other thing about the packaging that is really nice is that they increased that sticker tab on the batteries, and they're much easier to remove than the very tiny stickers that I have from the old batteries. So when you look in terms of can you function with these batteries, if you have finger dexterity issues and you don't have a rechargeable hearing aid, you need to have a battery that is functional, and the Rayovac has really figured out that they need a larger tab on their batteries to make this easier for people who need it. The sixth thing I learned about was the cost, and this is something that I really grilled the engineers on. If they were to tell me that the cost increased 30% and you're only getting 10% improvement in battery life and performance, it wouldn't really be worth it. But their data shows that you're actually getting a 15% improvement in performance and battery life versus only an increase in 10% in the cost. And on top of that, you're also getting the added features and bonuses of having a much nicer packaging. And the seventh thing that I learned is that milliamp hours is a fallacy in the marketplace. Milliamp hours started with Class A circuitry, which held a very steady 2 milliamp drain. But efficiencies go down when milliamps go up. And with the new hearing aid technology that's out there now, with all the digital features that they have in these devices and all of the streaming capabilities that you have in these devices, you can fluctuate anywhere from 2 milliamps all the way up to 5 milliamps. This means that if you have a battery that is rated at 190 milliamp hours, if you actually fluctuate the milliamps that's being drained from that battery, that milliamp hour rating can actually drop significantly. This means that you run into the potential of having a 170 milliamp hour battery that is very efficient will outperform a 190 milliamp battery that isn't very efficient. This just happens to be the reason why Rayovac refuses to play the milliamp hours game with other battery manufacturers, because it is just a marketing tactic. The bottom line is that you need to test multiple hearing aid batteries to find out which batteries work best for your hearing aids. Just make sure that the Rayovac Proline Advanced is one of them. If you would like to try the new Rayovac Proline Advanced hearing aid batteries, I have them listed and linked in the description below. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.